record. I'm going to, hello everyone. This is, let me just mute everyone. Mute. All right. So today is February 8th, and here, this is our weekly team call. My name is Stephanie, for those of you who don't know me, and I am your two-star diamond coach, or two-star qualifying, I should say. And a couple more weeks, it'll be more official. And I think, so today, what I want to just kind of start, today I'm going to actually talk about challenge groups, kind of, why we do them, what is it that we, why they're so important to our business. Hopefully maybe some tips. Maybe we will hear some tips from other coaches on the team. But, definitely I think I kind of want to just kind of talk all around about challenge groups. But first, a couple quick announcements. As everyone knows, this month our challenge pack's on sale. We have the 21-Day Fix, the original on sale with Shakeology. We have the 21-Day Fix Extreme on sale with Shakeology. Those two are both $140. With Shakeology. We also have both programs with the 3-day refresh as well. So you get the 3-day refresh, you get the program, and you get a month of Shakeology, and that's for $180 for that challenge pack. So definitely kind of something to kind of be talking about when you are talking to potential customers and people about the programs that we have to offer this month. Another thing about the Extreme is not for everyone. As if any of you heard Autumn's call, it's meant to be for someone who has either completed the 21-Day Fix or someone who's completed a program like Insanity or Insanity Max. So if they are not someone who has, because most people, when a new program comes out, they're like, oh, I want to do the new program. But our job as coaches is to really recommend them. We want to recommend a program for them that is going to help them succeed. And so, that's going to be stopping them and saying, no, let's talk about your goals. Let's talk about where you are right now. And if they say they haven't been doing anything, then I would recommend the original 21-Day Fix. And then that's something that they can then upgrade to later on. And just for all of you who are curious, the 21-Day Fix Extreme, it is, in terms of how it works, is that it's a whole new set of workouts. All, for the most part, you're always either holding a weight or a resistance band, in the workout. And there is a modifier for people who want to know. There is a modifier for the program. And there are 2 plans that come with it. There's the regular Extreme Nutrition Guide plan, and then there's a competition prep, which is basically carb cycling. Which is really interesting, and it's actually a really good guide. And there's some new recipes in the book, and it's a really overall good guide. Okay. And another thing, so next Monday, let's see, what date is that? Monday, is it the 16th? I want to say the 16th. Yes. So next Monday, the 16th, we're going to have a opportunity webinar. So I want you guys to be promoting for that. Again, write this down. It's going to be on the 16th. So this is something that you want to talk to any potential challengers that you've been working with. And we're actually going to market it more as kind of like, when I put out the advertisement for it that I'll share in the group, it's basically going to be kind of like asking someone to join in on the Beachbody Challenge. And then we'll talk more also about what a challenge group is in that opportunity webinar. But then at the end, we're gonna kind of elaborate on why it's better and more beneficial for them to sign up as a coach. So it is an opportunity webinar, but we're kind of more saying, just more so talking about the Beachbody opportunity and what the Beachbody Challenge is. So again, start talking about it. Start, just saying, hey, so-and-so, we have a live call next Monday. Are you going to be available? And don't let them know it will be recorded, but do not let them know that it will be recorded. You want to try to get them on there live, because what's nice is that we can then answer any questions that they may have. And it's always good to kind of come on live. So Sophie and I will be, and we may have someone else kind of be on the call with us as well, but that'll be next Monday. And then I think that's about it. So so challenge group. So I want to know, raise your hand if you all, I guess let's start with this. Raise your hand if you all understand what you are inviting somebody to when you kind of go forward and you're like, okay, I'm going to invite somebody to my group. Raise your hand if you have an idea of what that means. It's okay if you don't. but raise your hand if you know what that means. Okay. So, Amy, I'm going to pick on you. What does it mean to you?
So my challenge groups, I do a private Facebook group that's secret, so no one else sees it. And it's all of mine are 21 Day Fix actually, but you can do an all program one as well. And we go for 3.5 weeks because I do some prep stuff in there. And my challenge to them is to finish it, to get results. And usually I offer some sort of incentive. Like right now I'm offering a 21 Day Fix Extreme as the incentive for my current 21 Day Fix challenge group.
Okay.
So whoever participates the most and has the best attitude and gets results and sticks with it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And that is exactly what they are. They're meant to be, as Caleb Thomas would say, they're meant to be micro communities that we offer people. They are private. You know, we create the groups on Facebook. They're private. We can either make them closed or secret. The difference between the two is that a closed group, somebody, like let's say you post a link, somebody will be able to find it. But if it's a completely secret group, even with a link, somebody will not be able to find it. And it's completely like, it's almost as if it doesn't exist unless you put that person into that group. And so those are kind of the two ways. So they're really micro communities where we can really kind of do our coaching. We can offer them encouragement, offer them support. And really your goal as a coach, you know, with your challenge group is to create, you know, is to show your challengers that supportive and uplifting spirit that you feel amongst our team. You know, you are, you know, in a way representing our team, and, you know, and it's basically up to you to kind of provide that support and that and your uplifting motivation to them. And so it's really where the magic happens. You know, again, they're small micro communities and they're organized by us. You know, and basically the idea is that the members who you place in that group will get a ton of value from us. You're giving them accountability. You're giving them one-on-one coaching. You're giving them encouragement. You're giving them recognition for their accomplishments. And it's honestly what I tell people is that it's a safe place for them to share their struggles. It's a safe place for them to ask questions. It's a safe place for them to kind of be who they want to be and be who they really are and share with us all the hardships that they're going through in terms of their fitness journey. And so, and another place, it's an opportunity to give people rewards, both kind of like physical rewards, but a lot of people end up getting a lot of kind of growth and a lot of, enjoyment and kind of recognition from these groups. And so these are very, very important, and every one of you should be deciding on how you're going to be running your group. Every one of you should be running a group. If you are a new coach, your first group you will run with your upline sponsor coach. And so whoever your sponsor coach is, you need to ask them, when is your next group that you're starting? Because I want to be a part of that group. Your role, if you are a new coach, in that first group, it is to kind of be the ultimate challenger is what I tell my new coaches. So you need to stay accountable. You need to do the daily post, you know, if whatever the post says, you know, whether it's nutrition, whether it's exercise, you need to be that example in that group. And the idea behind that is so that you're not scared, you don't feel alone, but that you kind of get an idea of what is a challenge group so that the next month you can run one on your own. And so that's kind of the idea. And are you supposed to be running a group every month? Yes, I run a group every month, and there's no one way to run a group. There are different ways, and I'll give you some ideas. And so like for myself, I run one group in the beginning of the month. I start it on the first Monday of the month, and I keep it open throughout the month. And what that means is that as I get challengers that purchase programs throughout the month, I will add them into that group. I also do open groups, meaning that I allow anybody of any program to be in the group. So I don't just I don't just have a 21 Day Fix group, or I don't just have an Insanity Max group. I have an open program. And so this is something, you have to decide how you want to do it. As a brand new coach, I would recommend one group. And then I would recommend an open group. But if you are someone like Amy who has, really had so much success with 21 Day Fix, for the most part, mostly everyone in my group is doing 21 Day Fix because that is the hottest program and that is the best program for a new person coming into our coming into our coaching experience. So honestly, it ends up being like a 21-day fix group. But I just also want you to know that if you have somebody who says, well, I have T25 already, can I be in the group? Or I have Insanity Max, or I want to get Insanity Max, can I be in the group? Yes, they can be in the group. And so, one thing to kind of, some people will do 2 groups a month. Again, I've done 2 groups a month. I've done, 3 groups a month. I've done specific program groups. You have to kind of, it's a trial and error, and you have to think about what is going to be feasible and what's going to be manageable for me. And so for me, I know for 1 group, and that's it. Another way that I run my groups, and this is just kind of an idea, is that I'm the only one who can post in the group. And so I've only recently started doing that, and that has had a lot of success. The girls seem to really, really like that. So I will post, for example, a nutrition, I'll say, today's day 5, nutrition tip, and I'll give a little tip that we found on Google. I Google like nutrition tips, and I'll say, post your nutrition in the comments below. So every day they know that they have a nutrition post. Every day they have an exercise post. And then every day, depending on the month, last month I had a challenge of the month. This month, what I may do is kind of have a themed day. So for example, I may have like a motivation Monday and tell them, today's Monday, please post a motivational message in the comments below. And what I found is that they end up talking to each other. There's a lot of engagement in the group. I'll have 20 to 40 comments under the post. And it also helps me to keep it organized. Again, this is just my way of doing it. I know other people who will just leave it completely open and just kind of allow people to post as they please. The only downside to that, I personally think, is that then people can get lost and posts can get lost in the group. But again, it's all up to your preference. You can try both ways in 2 separate months. And I don't want you thinking there's one perfect way. You just have to find the way that you like. And so in terms of the daily challenges, I was thinking like Motivational Monday, Tasty Tuesday, where they can maybe like put their favorite recipe or maybe put their favorite clean eating recipe. Wacky Wednesday or Wisdom Wednesday, where they can put like another favorite quote or maybe a funny picture. Thirsty Thursday, where they can kind of talk about water intake. And then Flex Friday or like you can call like Flexology Friday. They can like post a picture with their, flexing with their Shakeology in hand. So again, these are all just kind of things to help them with engagement and to help form a community within your challenge group. And then, again, I kind of said, when should I run a challenge? So every month you want to be running a challenge group. And then, when you, again, just kind of saying that it doesn't have to be one program. It can be a multi-program group. And then, let's see, in terms of, there's different opinions as to whether or not you should allow someone who hasn't purchased anything to enter your group. Some people will have a separate free group that they'll place all their clients into. I do know other coaches who, let's say they've been helping somebody and maybe that person's been back and forth, hasn't really purchased anything. They will let that person into the group. Let's say maybe they just have a program, but they don't have Shakeology, and they kind of let that person into the group more so so that they can help them, but also in the hope that maybe, you never know, maybe they might get inspired by the other results in the group and they may purchase later on. That's a decision you make. Again, that's how, you choose how you want to run your group, but that's an option. You can either make it for just people who purchase from you, or you can choose to open it up to other people as well. Maybe people who you're close with, people you've really been helping them with their journey, and they just really haven't had the money, but you still want to offer them that motivation. You can't offer it them in that way. And then, once you have your group, how do you keep your challengers engaged? That's a big, for a lot of new coaches, that's the question. It's like, how do I keep my challengers engaged? Or I'm running a group and nobody's posting. Sometimes sometimes in the past, I know I've ran groups and they've been very quiet. No one's posted anything. I'm the only one posting. Maybe one other person's posting, but I just continue to stay consistent. I continue to lead by example. And that's kind of how you have to kind of think about these groups. These groups, you have to lead by example. Be the first one to follow the guidelines that you're creating for the group. You know, if you're posting a nutritional post, make sure you're posting your nutrition. If you're posting an exercise post, make sure you're posting your exercise. You have to do these things. You know, update your group with, you know, your accountability, your progress pics, your struggles. Remember, this is your, you know, these are people who have trusted their journey with you. So definitely, if you want them to open up to you, you have to be willing to be transparent, and you have to be willing to open up to them. You know, you want to keep your members engaged with conversation in the group page. Again, these are kind of, you can ask questions, ask them, you know, and even sometimes ask non-fitness questions like, what are you guys doing this weekend? Or if it's a, you know, let's say if you're a mom and it's a group full of moms, you guys can, you know, kind of engage in a question, you know, in a question regarding motherhood or regarding a struggle or whatever you guys, you know, may kind of bond on. And that's what makes all our challenge groups very unique, is that the leader, the coach of that group has a unique spin on it, has their story, has their struggle. And then another thing that, like what Amy was doing, she's giving a giveaway. That's another way to kind of keep engagement alive. Some people will do that two ways. They'll kind of keep like a scoreboard. They'll have their challenge. They'll have like a point system, and they'll have their challengers keep track of the points, and whoever has the most points at the end wins a prize. Or you can even have like a weekly prize of like a packet of Shakeology, or, you know, or a shaker cup. I don't know if you guys know, but those shaker cups, these shaker cups are only like $10 for like a pack of 6 on the online office, in the back office. So you can buy like a pack of 6 of these and give these away as like as a gift. Or you can order the samples of the you know, the individual packets for the Shakeology, and you can order it that way, and then you can give away samples as well to people who are really engaging and whatnot. And then remember, it's your goal as a leader to create, you know, community, to create trust, to create accountability, and to make it fun for them. Because this is, you know, at the end of the day, challenge groups is what runs our business. Our goal is to help people get results with our programs, and they do that through our support, through our accountability, not only in the groups, but also through our messaging them. I know myself, I tend to message my challengers a lot individually. So I'll just kind of check in with them. Hey, how are you doing? And, you know, have them, you know, just make sure that we're checking in back and forth. Another thing that I want to kind of say, which, you know, maybe as a new coach, you're kind of you're nervous about how strict should I be with them, or you want to set expectations from the very beginning. So what I do when I have someone who's interested in a challenge group, I let them know before they purchase what a challenge group is. I let them know that it's an accountability group. I let them know that it is their job to post in it, to engage in it, to ask questions. And, you know, I let them know from the beginning. You set expectations because at the end of the day, people want you to lead them. Remember, you are not their friend. They're coming to you for help. And that's kind of how you have to think about it. You have to set those expectations and let them know that you're going to be checking on them, let them know that you want them to kind of, you know, you want them to kind of reach out to you if they have any questions, if they have any struggles. You need a back and forth communication. It's not just you always reaching out to them. They need to reach out to you. And so that you can do by setting expectations. Clear expectations too, because you don't want to have any questions in their mind. You know, the more structure you have, the stronger your group will be. So one thing that I've been doing probably in the past 2 months, and I can post this in the group, but I have a challenger contract that they sign, and I can, you know, basically I'll give you an idea of where is my challenger contract? Hold on. But it's 1 second. But basically it allows them to know kind of, I'll post it in the group, but it's basically giving them the expectations of what I expect. So it says, you know, you are expected to post at least once a day. You are expected to comment on 2 other people's comments every day. You are expected to send me before pictures, and every Sunday update me with your pictures. I also let them know, remember about the Shakeology auto delivery. I put that in the contract because I know I want them so that they don't get upset. They don't get upset if they get that second, you know, that second that they get charged that second amount for that second shipment. I let them know in the contract. And in the contract at the bottom, I say, what I do is I post it in the files section of the group, and I have them sign it by putting their name in the comments below. And so you can put whatever your rules are going to be for the group, but I would definitely recommend this because it's clearly stated and they have to sign it. And note that they've seen it, and it just gives them again further expectations, making it very clear what you expect from them. And then after a group, if you notice somebody who is posting a lot, if you notice somebody who's getting great results, reach out to them and say, hey, like, you are doing so awesome. I love the support you're giving in my group. I feel like I have a second coach in the group with me. I want you on my team. Like, that's what I've been saying recently. I've basically been approaching people and I'm saying, you are rocking it. You are so awesome. You give everybody so much feedback and so much inspiration. I would love to have you on my team. Have you ever considered coaching? And so I just ask someone. Half the time they're just like, oh wow, you think I would be able to do this? And I say, yes, of course. So I kind of gave myself a rule is that every person who comes into the group, I'm going to ask them to be a coach. I will at least plant that seed. And at least if they say no, they kind of have an idea of what it is. And if they decide to kind of come around later on, at least I planted that seed. So that's kind of what I wanted to say. Again, challenge groups, it's 9:24. I wanted to keep this short, but I wanted to be able to answer any questions because there's always a lot of questions around challenge groups. But I wasn't sure if anyone else had any other points that they wanted to say about challenge groups or anything that they have found successful or anything that they want to add. It's okay if you don't, but otherwise I would, open up for questions regarding challenge groups or anything else in general. But, Amy.
I was just going to say, especially for like as a new coach, it was really helpful for me to let in free clients into my challenge groups. As I get more and more people, it's, I have a big group of challengers that want to do this every month. But at the beginning, I let in a bunch of girls who never bought anything from me. And one of them still, like, I let her in as a free challenger in September. She's been doing my groups ever since, and she just signed up as a coach with a challenge pack. So, if you are willing to just help people, especially as a new coach, it will pay off in the long run because, it's just your good deeds will come back to you.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. I mean, I think in the beginning, I think, again, this is all personal preference, and I think you can't go wrong, especially when you're a new coach and you have that small clientele of just adding people into your group, especially if they're really motivated, because then it'll offer engagement. It'll offer, and again, treat them like a regular client. Say, these are the expectations. Let them know, this is how I run my group and this is what I expect. So I expect the same from you because I'm letting you in my group. And you never know, you never know if later on they're going to purchase from you. So definitely. Any questions? No questions. Is everyone running a challenge group right now? Yeah? Good. I definitely, in terms of just closing remarks then, I was actually talking with Catherine about this yesterday on our call, and I can't express how important it is for you to really use your challenge groups or whatever method. I use challenge groups, and I also use my social media to keep me accountable and to really kind of be proof that the product works and really lead by example. Because everybody, you may feel like everybody's telling you no right now, but trust me, if you stay consistent, you give this time, you get those results, they are going to come, they're going to come knocking on your door later on. They're going to come, especially later on in a couple months, when you have an amazing body, when you have an amazing figure, when your confidence is radiating from you, they're going to want to do what you're doing. And so, I always say this all the time. The only benefit that I have over all of you is just time. I've just been in this the longest out of everybody. And so I think remember why you came into this. Remember that it first starts with you. Remember that it first starts with your goals. It first starts with, you being healthy, you getting in shape, you staying accountable. And second is the customer. So if you always, if you feel like it's a low month, or you feel like everybody's saying no, stay consistent and keep sharing and keep posting, because people are watching you, and that is your biggest kind of, advertisement, is you and your results. So awesome. Alrighty then. Well, it's 9:30, almost 9:30. So this is a nice quick call. Okay, cool. Is everybody staying warm? I'm going to stop this recording, but